Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. You already know what time it is. If you're new to the channel, make sure you click on the like, share, subscribe, and click on that bell button for the notifications of the uploads, baby. And for those of you who are mineral gang, you know what I mean? You've got the attire. If you haven't got the attire, listen, join the gang, get your attire. Feel free, feel nice, you understand? You ain't got the minerals, baby. Listen, are you Maddie Gege? We're going to be talking just very briefly because I want to address this in a few episodes. I want to address this in a few videos where we can really break some stuff down. But I want to just address the overall thing. So quite recently, Lorenzo, Jacob, recently has been commenting on the comment section. And I got infuriated because it's something that I've seen a lot of quote-unquote black men on Twitter, on YouTube, on social platforms do, but it actually translates to what they actually behave like outside in the world. So you may not necessarily hear black men say outright these things, but you see them behave out what they think. And so when we see social media, what we're seeing is now not the behaving out, we're seeing the internal thought before it gets to the behaving, right? And so what we're seeing is a lot of what I call self-hate, yeah? Now, a lot of them will say, nah, I don't hate myself, blah, 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 but you see, hate comes from a place of ignorance. Here is what I mean, all right? Bible says the lack of knowledge my people perish. Here's what I mean. How is it that you can hate and call black women, all black women are bitches, dogs, are rude, aggressive, but when it comes to your mum and your sister, they're not those things. So only your mum and your sister are the exceptions to the situation. That's when you know, right? That's when you quite rightly know that ignorance is dwelling in that place, right? And ignorance always fills an area where there is a void, a lack of knowledge, yeah? Because a lack of knowledge is illumination. Illumination is to have light, right? So wherever there is no light in the area, darkness fills. Because there's no light to fill the place. And you see, the Bible says that that darkness cannot comprehend the light. So whenever light comes into the area, darkness spreads. Whenever knowledge and understanding and wisdom comes into an area, ignorance flees. Right? So what we're seeing right now is black men who are ignorant. Yeah, they are willfully, blissfully unaware of their entitlement. They are what they accuse black women of. They are projecting, and they themselves are that way. And also that they do not realize they've been programmed to kill their own race. Right? Because right from the beginning of when you start this life, you watch any media, you watch any TV, any newspaper, anything like that, everything is geared to get us to program ourselves to hate ourselves. Right? So we're playing sports, and the first thing they want to do is link us to animals. Why? Oh, he's strong like a gorilla. You don't hear them say that to white people. Right? You won't say he's as fast as a cheetah, but you would never hear that said to white people. They don't equate white people and their attributes to animals. Here's why. It's about dehumanizing us. Once you dehumanize, you can now begin to act in accordance to how you would act with an animal, right? Like if I kill a dog, if I kill, let's say, a sheep, right? No one complains. It's a sheep. It's meant to be eaten, right? But you wouldn't expect me to kill a human being. Why? Because the aspect of a human being, there's a sacredness of the human life and human soul. So what we have is a system where there was racial there's been a racial injection by Europe and the Americas, where the white European and the white American, if we can call that, they're mostly European anyway, have infiltrated tribes and countries and nations and cause splits within those communities, right? It happens, listen, and I'm not just blaming white people, because this is what happens when people get into power. If black people get into power, they will do the exact same thing. Do you know why? Because oftentimes those who are in power are not surrendering unto God. When you don't surrender unto God, abuse will always creep in. Here's why. Because man is corruptible. So now we're dealing with this aspect of black men and the derogative nature of how they treat women. It started off when we had slavery, right? And what they injected into us is that the black woman they injected that the black woman strip the black man away from him, yeah, make the black woman independent, and then make the black man feel like he would never have a family. So now he cannot grow attachment towards the family. The black woman knows the black man will always be ripped from her, so now she has to become independent, right? So she has to teach her children, be independent. Man, don't cry, so that's toxic masculinity. Woman, be independent, be strong, know how to do everything for yourself. Now, when there's meant to be a partnership, because the Bible says that male and female, he created them to be in the image of God, and he created the woman to be what? A helpmeet for the man, right? So he's created us to be in unison. What has happened in history is a breaking of that unison, an intentional segregation of the black male and the black woman to cause tension and friction amongst ourselves. Now, I know I'm going deep because I really wanted to kind of explain the background before I deal with Lorenzo specifically. You understand? We are dealing with a situation where we've had years of not only slavery physically, but there's been a mental injection of ideas to help us, kill ourselves, and to degrade one another, right? Even look at our music sometimes. Like, I love our music, don't get it twisted. But you notice that they love promoting our music of gang violence, they love promoting sex, they love promoting misogyny, they love promoting any kind of physical thing, which is anything that is harmful to our community and to human beings in general. They love promoting it within the black community, right? We don't have hippie music in black community. Do we have that section? We don't have a pop section in the black community. We have hip hop, we have grime, we have drill, all what are happily promoting violence. And I'm not telling us to shut it down. What I'm saying is they are happy to promote that type of music because it kills our community. They have their own section of music. They have their indie, they have their country, they have their pop, you know what I'm saying? So they have music which doesn't necessarily glorify those particular aspects. I'm not saying that every piece of music that they produce is clean, let's be honest. Like, there's a lot of songs which are hidden meanings that they have there. I'm not disputing that. What I'm saying is that within our community, being from where we've been from and what we're suffering with, a lot of our music glorifies the action, and they allow us to do it, and not because it makes money, but because of the fact that, again, it is part of the aspect of drilling into us that we are not worthy of life. So now we've got this degradation of, and you know, the whole purpose of the slavery and the mental slavery is to make you look like you are an animal. And that is why Lorenzo is commenting the way he's commenting. He does not know he's been programmed from day one. When you look up on your screen, you see white woman, white man, yeah? In the films, you see us getting killed first. Like, I'm not bantering, this is what we see. You see us getting killed first. Whenever we win a Grammy, it's because it's 12 years a slave. It's something that is to do with slavery. When you see, or it's to do with, like, something just crazy violence, whatever that, like, you see us winning awards for those kind of things, which are just negative, right? And it's not all the time. I'm just eliciting some of the things that we do. So you see that, and then obviously the only way that a black male can make it in this world, it seems like, and all they promote on our screens is through sports. Who actually owns these franchises? White males. Like, and this is what I'm saying, like, and if you watch that, you will see that how there's always comparison to animals. He's strong like a gorilla, strong like an ox, he's fast like a cheetah. Like, it may sound great, like, when you're being compared to these great animals, but actually what they're doing is trying to degrade you and to humanize you, to get you to a point to think that the opposite sex is just an animal. Because how do we treat animals? Different to how we treat human beings. There's a sacredness of life of a human being. Hence why the Bible says that, you know, Abel's blood cries from the ground for vengeance, but the blood of Christ is like basically brings peace. I've just kind of quoted it in a sense. So, you know, they're understanding how important, you know, seeing each other as human beings is key. So when Lorenzo is commenting down below, you know, calling black women certain names and calling people certain things, I've seen it before, right? And if they watch this video, trust me, a lot of black males will be commenting saying, I'm a simp, I'm a black woman, I'm a woman sympathizer, I've got no balls, I've got da-da-da, because they are so locked in toxic masculinity that has been built around what the white man has said is masculinity, and has drilled into their head that they didn't even realize that they've been programmed to do a job, destroy themselves. So we are seeing something like Lorenzo. The self-hate that is so prevalent in some of his comments It doesn't even make sense. We're all having a good discussion where we're disputing certain different things that are going on. Some agree with Mecca, some agree with Michael, yeah? And I saw that he kept on commenting on the specific video comments which are supporting Mecca, right? And that for me lets me know this person is just so stringent on trying to prove that Mecca is just and one of his the actual comment was he called it a narcissist, all this kind of stuff, and and I was just looking at it and I was like, brother, like, you're just showing your hand so clearly. And these are the type of guys that women, please, I beg, do not sleep with, do not have children with, because they will breed their ideology into the children. They will breed their toxicness and their evil hate into the children, right? And it's a poison. The Bible says that our words can be like poison. They don't kill straight away, they kill over time. You get me? And so we as a community have a job to do, which is when we see things like this, as a male, my duty is to call out other males. If you're moving mad, I need to tell you, you're moving mad. If I don't, I fail not only myself, not only you, not only Lorenzo, I fail also the women that are in our community, and I fail our future generation. There are not many men invested in telling other men that they're moving mad. Reason being because they themselves are moving mad. And until you stop moving mad, you can't tell someone else to stop moving mad, because you end up being a hypocrite. And I've said this several times before. So I am not, I want us to, when we see comments like this, I don't want to delete them. Rather, I want us to be educated in the way that we're going to respond to that person. Kill off the argument, listen, and address that person in a correct manner. Just tell the person, listen, look, I really believe that you're coming from a place of hate, and then leave it there. Do you get it? Because we need to let these people know that, listen, it's unacceptable, number one. Number two, we are not going to play this game with you. You know, if you're not educated enough and you have this self-hatred within yourself, brother, you don't deserve to be in our community trying to interact with us. Go elsewhere. If you really hate us, why are you here? And this is the thing. You see, if look, this is the crazy thing about black males who are ignorant when it comes to black women. They'll say that black women are independent. They always say they don't need a man. Poor attitude. Black woman goes after a white male. Suddenly, black males are like, "Oh my God, why is she going after a white male for?" Brother, what do you want to do? And that is the exact same way that racism works. They tell us to go back to our country, and if we all decided to go back to our country, they would come there again and come and try to take us back. Why? Because they want power. All of these things, I've been talking to you guys for the past year or two. If you've been following me, all my videos when I talk about relationship, I always tell you about power. When people lack power, right? When people lack power, they say knowledge is power. When people lack power, they try to attain it elsewhere by any means necessary. So what you're seeing with Lorenzo is trying to grab back power by abusing you. Here's the thing, black women don't do that. No matter how much they've been abused, they do not go out and try to attain power by robbing the black males. Rather, they seek for, I guess, a shelter from us. And what we do is, because we feel like our power has been robbed as black males, right? Because we're in a place of power over the black women in our community, let's be honest, we then use them and abuse them and take from them, just as the white man has done to us, and do exactly what the white male has done to us to them. It comes from a lack of self-awareness. We need to stop dating people like that. I'm just going to be real with you. Black males who are ignorant, who are unaware of the community. No one's telling you to become an activist. But I'm just saying to you, like, don't date these type of guys, ladies, please, I beg. And man them, don't date women that are also anti-black. But I don't really meet many of them. If I'm honest, I don't meet many anti-black women. So, these are the things we're facing in our community. When we see these things, we do have to address them. And so I guess my final word on this, because I want to address this in a few videos as well. I want to talk about some of the stuff within our community, because there is obviously a lot of black males. I don't want to say a lot. I want to say there is black males who have suffered at the hands of a black woman, and that has caused a pain that they're now insulting black women from, and that's completely slightly different. But a lot of times I've seen that black males haven't even suffered that, but they've been conditioned and allowed themselves to be conditioned because they feel hurt in some shape or form and allowed false information to enter into their thinking, and now they're using it to overpower the black woman so that they can feel more powerful because they want to be a king in their land. You see, We're gonna go deeper into it. You know what I'm saying? I want to keep this nice and short, but it's probably long. We'll go deep into it over the coming weeks. We're gonna go into it because it's gonna be Black History Month, I believe in February. So we're gonna deal with a lot of issues going forward as well. So guys, I hope you stick with me, and we're gonna hopefully we'll get some solutions as well in terms of how we can combat this within our community as well. But yeah, just want to address that and to say, listen, Lorenzo, listen, look, I'm leaving your comments there, and I want to let you know, listen, you're not going to be accepted in this community if you're going to continue that way. Me personally, every time you comment, I'm gonna be on your neck. As simple as that. I'm gonna be on your neck. That's the truth. You know, and any other person who's commenting like that, ladies and gentlemen, point them out to me, and I'll be on their neck as well. You get me? Appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay loaded. More love, and I appreciate you guys.